Well, hello, dragons. Hey, it's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. And as always, we're at my favorite part of the day, my story time, where I get to share part of a book with you. As you know, we're reading Cam Jansen and the Snowy Day Mystery. We're a few chapters in. We've got a few chapters to go. Cam and her friends go to school. It's a snowy day at school, and they went to the computer lab and they found out some of the computers were stolen. So now they're trying to solve that mystery, and they did find out. The police have arrived, so they're going to work with the police on trying to solve this mystery. I've got a little mystery for you. Yesterday I was on campus and I was on the play structure. Today, once again, I'm on campus. I wonder if you can take a guess on where I am, and when we get done reading for today, I'll give you a glimpse of where we're at. So, let's go. Chapter 5. I'm Brenda Davis, the very tall police officer told Mrs. Bell. And I'm Gil Oppen, the other officer said. Where were the computers? Mrs. Bell showed the officers Eric's, Cam's, and Danny's desks. The officers looked at the desks and at the children's computers that had not been stolen, the printer, and the windows. Then they looked through the window. The footprints lead to the parking lot, Officer Oppen said. Then they stopped. He opened the window and saw the opening was too small for anyone to climb through. How many ways are there out of the building? Officer Davis said. There's the front door, Dr. Prell said. There are also doors in the gym and a back door. The officer said, let's take a look at them. The two police officers followed Dr. Prell out of the classroom. Cam, Eric, and Danny sat at their desks. Interesting, Danny said. Very interesting. He pretended to be working on the missing computer. Stop it, Beth told him. Look at Miss Bell. She doesn't think any of this is funny. Mrs. Bell stood by the door. Her arms were folded. Her head was down. Many of the children in the class were talking, but Mrs. Bell seemed too upset to notice. Hello, hello, Ms. Benson called from the door. Mrs. Bell looked up. It's time for my children to come back to class, Mrs. Benson said. Not yet, Mrs. Bell said. I have to tell you what happened. She told Miss Benson about the stolen computers. Ms. Benson said, you should check and see if anything else was taken. I have a good pen in my desk and coins for the coffee machine, Mrs. Bell said. She hurried to her desk and opened the top drawer. It's all here, the pen and the coins. The children followed Ms. Benson to room 118. They all sat in their seats. I tried to help solve the crime, Danny told Ms. Benson, but the thief is smart. Somehow, without anyone seeing him, he got the computers out of the building. He's wrong, Cam whispered to Eric. Someone must have seen him. If he came in the front door, Dr. Prell saw him, but she probably thought he was a parent who brought his child to school. What if he came in through the gym or the back door? Let's go find out, Cam said. Cam and Eric went to Ms. Benson. May we leave the room for a few minutes? Cam asked. It's about the stolen computers, Eric told her. Go ahead, Ms. Benson said. Cam and Eric went to the gym first. Mr. Day, the gym teacher, was there setting up the volleyball net. Cam pointed to the two large doors on the side of the gym and asked, Did anyone come in or leave through there this morning? Mr. Day said, Dr. Prell and the police were just here. They were the only ones that opened those doors today. Cam and Eric walked to the other side of the gym. Cam opened the doors and looked outside. Look at the snow, Cam whispered. Mr. Day is right. The field behind the gym was covered with a smooth blanket of snow. There are no footprints, Cam told Eric. No one has been back here this morning. It's cold, Mr. Day shouted. Please close the door. Cam closed it. Now let's check the back door, she said. Cam and Eric walked through the lunchroom and kitchen and into the custodian's office. Mrs. Adams, the custodian, was sitting at her desk. Just beyond her desk was a large door. Hi, Cam. Hi, Eric, Mrs. Adams said. Cam asked her, did anyone come in through here before school started? Two police officers just asked me the same question, Mrs. Adams said. I'll tell you what I told them. Lots of teachers park their cars and come in through here every morning. They come in early just before the children. Just teachers, Cam asked. Yes, just teachers. I sit here to be sure no one else comes in. Cam opened the door. Look at all those footprints, Eric said. I'm not looking for footprints, Cam said. I'm looking for something else. Cam looked across the parking lot. We have to go outside for a minute, Cam said to Mrs. Adams. Will you let us back in? Of course I will, but hurry. Cam and Eric stepped outside. The door closed behind them. I wonder what they're going to be looking for from outside. Well, we're in chapter 6. Cam walked quickly into the parking lot. Eric followed her. What are we looking for? Eric asked. Cam said, I need to know how the thieves got away with 3 computers. I know one thief passed them through the window. But the thief outside couldn't just walk away carrying 3 computers. Maybe he took them to his car, Eric said, and then he drove away with them. Cam and Eric walked through the parking lot. It was on the side of the building. Then Cam stopped. There's Mrs. Bell's room, Cam said. Look at all the cars here. Maybe the computers are still here in one of the cars. Cam turned and looked at the many cars parked in the teacher's lot. Maybe they're hidden in someone's trunk, Eric said. Cam thought for a moment. Then she pointed to the left and said, That's the way out of the lot. Then she pointed right and asked, What's that way? Cam walked to the right. Mrs. Adams can tell us that, Eric said. Let's go inside. I'm cold. Cam kept walking. I'm really cold, Eric said. Look, I can see my breath. Eric exhaled and a small foggy cloud appeared. You can go in, Cam told him. Cam continued to walk to the right and Eric followed her. That lot led to the back of the building. It ends right here, Cam said. If the thieves put the computers in their car, they would have to go out the other way past the front of the building. Someone must have seen them drive by. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody from the back of the building. Lots of people saw them, Eric said. Don't you remember? There were a lot of cars here this morning and lots of parents who came with their children. They must have all seen the thieves. Yes, Cam said, and she and Eric walked to the back door. The thieves got lost in the crowd. Cam knocked on the back door. Maybe the thieves are still here, Eric said. Mrs. Adams opened the door. She felt Cam's hands. Oh my, she said, you must be freezing. Sit here for a minute and warm up. Mrs. Adams had a small electric heater set on the floor by her desk. Cam and Eric sat next to it. You're trying to find the missing computers, aren't you? Mrs. Adams asked. Yes, Cam said. Eric rubbed his hands near the heater. He took off his shoes and put his feet near the heater too. Whew, this feels good, Eric said. Would you like some pretzels? Mrs. Adams asked. Thank you, Eric said, and he took a few pretzels. He stretched out. Cam took a pretzel too. Getting warmed up by the heater. When she was done eating it, she told Eric, put on your shoes. We have to go back to class. Eric put on his shoes. He and Cam thanked Mrs. Adams, and then they walked back to class. I still think the computers might be in one of the cars, Eric said while they were walking in the hall. Maybe a teacher stole them and hid them in the trunk. When school is over, he'll take them home. Cam shook her head and said, I don't think one of the teachers would steal from school. Anyway, it would take 2 teachers to steal the computers, one in Mrs. Bell's class and one outside. I really don't think 2 teachers would steal from the school. Cam opened the door to room 118. The children were all seated quietly, and they were writing in their journals. Cam and Eric sat in their seats. Cam opened her journal. She wrote in it all about Mrs. Bell's computers. Then she stopped writing. "Oh my," she said. Cam closed her eyes and said, "Click." She said, "Click" again. "Oh my," she said again and opened her eyes. "That's it." What do you think Cam came up with? Because remember, she's got that photographic memory, and she'll look at something, she'll close her eyes, and then she'll say, "Click." I wonder what she remembers that she was looking at earlier in the day. That is the end of chapter 6. Oh my goodness, this story is getting good. Well, now, my friends, it's time to see if you can guess where we've been enjoying this story from. What part of campus? Let's see. We got stuff up there. All right, let me show you. Yeah, that's it. We're in the Nature Center between the A Wing and the B Wing. Just checking out this day. It's a beautiful day out here. The sun is shining. There's a few clouds. And these big trees are providing some amazing shade. So this was a great place to read a story from. I wonder where I'll come up with to read from tomorrow. All right, my friends, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And just in case no one told you yet, I love you. I want you to be successful. That will not change. I'll see you tomorrow.